What's up, Cowboy Nation? Really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to talk a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. I really appreciate you all. Today was a successful event. We did a great job of capturing Jay Novacek. Got a chance to meet up with Dixon Edwards. Did a private interview with him, as well as we had Blake Jarwin out there. That was a fantastic deal to have those guys out there. And of course, we had Jumbo Joe Looney out there. So today was a wonderful day. Shout out to you, Calvin. Shout out to you, Cowboys Abroad. We had a great, wonderful time socializing, ingratiating myself with those guys, especially Edwards had 3 Super Bowls. Jay Novacek got 3 Super Bowls. And the main thing that I took away from Jay Novacek is that he said that sometimes when we go on a losing spree, we must adjust to it. And believe it or not, it may be beneficial for us to lose those 3 games in a row, because now we can go back and pull from those things that we lost from. So that was a valuable situation. And shout out to Barry Griffin, man, for the Cowboys experience, second to none. There's a lot of people that do these type of meet and greet sessions, but when you look at the total picture of what Barry Griffin has been doing with the Cowboys experience, it's second to none. We gave away gifts. I'm talking about not no cheap gift. I'm talking about fleece and Cowboys bags and beyond. It was a fantastic deal. We had people all the way from the UK to show up and have a great time with the Cowboys experience. And Rowdy, shout out to Rowdy, he was there as well. So, but neither here nor there. This game that we're facing against, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings, we can look back and say to ourselves, yes, flat out, we can say yes. Dalvin Cook is a great running back for what they can do as far as the Minnesota Vikings. But Ezekiel Elliott is better. And I can't wait for Ezekiel Elliott to step up and say to himself, this is what you guys got? We're going to be ready, locked, loaded, and ready. And we started talking a little bit about Kirk Cousins. My thing is with Kirk Cousins, people love what his skill set is as it relates to the deep ball. That's the only ball that I think that he can throw. And when you look at our team versus their team, yes, the defense is going to be stifling. But I can say, I believe that Kirk Cousins is going to make more mistakes than the Rain Dakota Prescott. And that's how we win this game. We play smart, we play with poise, and we play with what my guy Jay Novacek said. I questioned him. I said, hey, I always count the tight end as the 3rd hardest position to learn, right? And he looked back at me and said, nah, Law, this tight end play is the hardest position to learn in the National Football League. And I asked him, like, how do you feel about Blake Jarwin, his skill set, and Jason Witten? And he said both of those guys are nice, but he loved that Blake Jarwin, his ability to be elusive and catch the ball out in space. I'm thinking that tomorrow, Blake Jarwin will have that fantastic game. I think that Blake Jarwin would have those type of games that we'll look back and say to ourselves, man, what a day Blake Jarwin is going to have. Not because he was out here to this Cowboys experience event, but what he's been doing and exhibiting out there as far as his past games. And my thing is, he is something, yeah, like you said, a wide receiver that playing tight end that exhibits the poise that he put out there and showcase. I really think that he's going to be a very valuable piece to us tomorrow. And he's focused. He was laser locked in. Got a chance to a lot of people got their signatures from him and signed. And it was great. It was great how we look at everything from A to Z. Shout out to you. I hope they involve Jarwin some more. They will. They will. Blake Jarwin is the future. You see, he is the future for this team. Although, I must say, although we have a Jason Witten who's poured upon his blessing, poured upon his thoughts to this team, I just feel like we still got a good thing, a good situation going on collectively, if I can use those terms and those parameters. But I will say this too. Shout out to you, Cowboys Abroad. He says, I don't think Awuzie can cover Diggs. I beg the difference. I think that Awuzie, the way he covered Diggs, will be in these aspects. We have a guy over the top. We must have that safety over the top. Diggs is a great intermediate route runner, meaning that He's quick, got the short area quickness. He can create separations within those parameters. But the only ball that my guy Cheeto Woozie get beat on most of the time are those deep balls. If we can roll the coverage of the safety on that side, then you may see a pick from Xavier Woods. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, yeah, football is not checkers, this is chess. And what I'm looking at collectively, if you still, because Diggs is not going to go on 31 side. 31 is aggressive. He's going to chip you off at the line. And then on top of that, that safety is going to be over the top. Knowing that he got outside help or over the top help, it pays out for number 31. So, yes, like you said, Robert, stop the run. Everything else will work out. You make this Vikings team one-dimensional, baby, I'm telling you, we have a long way to go. But if you make them one-dimensional, meaning that if they're going to be pass happy, that's playing right into the hands of the Dallas Cowboys. It really is. They will be playing right into our hands if we can force them to pass the ball. The way the Vikings win, if they kill us with the run game. And I'm thinking, and I'm looking at, when I was talking with Dixon Edwards, 3-time Super Bowl champion, he wore number 58 in the 90s. And I asked him specifically, what are the Dallas Cowboys doing, modern day Dallas Cowboys doing different than what Dave Wanstead had them doing, you know, in the 90s? And he said pretty much nothing. Of course, they love that trash can full of dirt. Russell, Maryland, he was inside, and he was able to keep fresh and everything like that. But what I'm saying is, collectively, with the front four that we got now, he said, as long as they are shooting the gaps and getting upfield and penetrating, we have nothing to worry about. Because now you can look at it from these parameters that these linebackers that we got out there, whether it's Jalen Smith, whether it's LVE, whether it's the vintage Sean Lee, those guys are going to rally and chase. They got good discipline. They will not over pursue. And he feels like this team has turned a corner. They have a good, you know, everybody have their reservations from here to there. But what he was saying and what he was lamenting to us is that this particular front four, especially when you talk about the rotational piece as it relates to Kerry Hyder, as it relates to my guy, Michael Bennett, coming in as a rotational guy, this will bring more pressure. They will shut down those running lanes. And then on top of that, if we can make this team, the Minnesota Vikings, one-dimensional, it's Sunday night game, baby. Everybody's eyes are going to be on the Dallas Cowboys. If we can show the world that we are ready and we will answer to whatever they throw out to us, then baby boy, we can go a long way with this team. Cook is a beast. Yes, he is a beast. And I couldn't read the rest of your comments, but I believe Dalvin Cook is a beast. Ezekiel Elliott is better. Look, Coach Zimmerman, the way he coaches those guys is on the front four and those linebacker cores and those safeties and those also defensive back. They like to blitz from the interior. Where's our strength right now? Zach Martin, Travis Frederick. Now, of course, we do have our reservations on number 52. But if he can just step it up for an inch and give Dak Prescott enough room to kill, I'm telling you, to kill those DBs who like to play physical up tight on the line or close to the LOS or whatever you may call it, bump and run, whatever coverage they like to play. If we can just burn them for 1 or 2 plays. Don't let us get up early. Yes, indeed. Control the turnovers. And yeah, this is Curtis. If we look at the previous times we played against the Vikings, against Zimmerman's defense, they love to blitz from the interior. They love to have their guys. They love to have their guys playing physical on the outside edges, which is cool. I have no issues at all with that. But we have to make them pay. They do have a dynamic safety in Harrison. They do have an Xavier Rhodes and the other guy, Waynes. What's his name? Trey Waynes, whatever his name is. Yeah, they do have all of those weaponries. And then on top of that, bars, nobody to sneeze at. Nobody to sneeze at. But we give them the run for their money when we play with the lead. I think that's how we win. Stunner inside. Yes, I agree. Shout out to you, fam. What's up with you, Danny? What's up with you? Rose been playing like trash. And purple cloud, shout out to you. Rose been playing like trash because he's subject to the double moves. He's a physical corner. He's a guy that when he plays off in the zone situation, he don't have the best turn and get upfield type of situation. Basically, he's a press man cover corner. I think that he plays more of a role like a Byron Jones. But Rose just subject to that double move. I don't know. A lot of times when we look at cornerback play, defensive back play, however you want to call it, it's all about confidence. If you can stifle their confidence, meaning that if you can hit them early and often, which my guy, Amari Cooper, which he will do. Like I said, it's already, you might as well already start singing your Christmas hymns because Amari Cooper, that's what he does. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your days be light. I'm not saying that just for the fact that Amari Cooper rhymes with a Merry Christmas. But what I'm saying is that whenever you turn on that film and you look at the tape, you see Amari Cooper taking the top off the defense, cutting and galvanizing the troops as it relates to inside and outside releases. What I'm saying is this will be a perfect time. This is a home game for him to galvanize the troop in those ways. And what that does is that when they start giving us their soft zero look, that's when your boy Ezekiel, the main man Elliott, that's when he started to eat. So that's why I like this team. And that's why I like the fact that Blake Jarwin said that he's hungry. That's why I like the fact that Michael Gallup, everybody thinking that, okay, yeah, he scored a touchdown last week. People fail to realize he was coming off of that injury. And it takes 2 to 3 weeks for that thing to get all the way right. So Michael Gallup, he's looking at it like this and saying to himself, man, I'm trusting more. I'm trusting more with my lower extremities, and I'm going to be able to eat. just wait. I just can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be one of those games where our offensive line is intact. Thank you. Our wide receiver plays good. I already said on my previous video that Tavon Austin, remember, he takes a week off and then all of a sudden he's ready. He takes a week off and then all of a sudden he's ready. Now it's time for Tavon Austin to take the top off the defense. I'm feeling that Tavon Austin is going to show us something spectacular tomorrow. It's going to be either a kickoff return, a punt return. It's going to be something crazy. Shout out to you, Calvin Williams. Thank you for the donation to help grow the nation. Hip Pocket will get a sack fumble in this game. Oh my goodness. Look, I've been doing all of this talking for 12 minutes straight, and I have yet to bring up Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you mentioned that. Here's what I want to happen, and I hope you guys feeling the same way. I want Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis to really be on the side where Stefan Diggs at, or Stephon Diggs, whatever his name is, number 14. I want him to be on that side. And to me personally, if you can have Diggs versus a man, Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis, that would be must-see TV. Think about it. Ezekiel Elliott versus a Dalvin Cook as it relates to yards rushing. And then the prime time game matchup as far as wide receiver play versus defensive back. Because they like to put Diggs in the inside. Ooh, this would be one of those things. Like we always say, validation is only good for parking. But can you close your eyes and imagine Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis versus the Diggs? And then Jordan shows that everybody that, hey, we've been having him in the wrong spot from the day one. You put Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis versus Diggs. Give me Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis. I know that a lot of people going to say, Law, you homering this thing up. No, give me that. That's how I feel. Let Jordan Lewis have his come out party all the way this weekend or tomorrow. Let that happen. Shout out to you, Calvin. Lewis will be hungry. This is from Alex DA. Yeah, I expect, for Lewis to still be hungry. I expect for Lewis to look at it like, hey, Anthony Brown, I love you as a brother, but by you being injured, it's my It's my moment. Remember, I always say that it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. I'm thinking that for the years that Jordan Lewis been on his team, he's been preparing himself for this moment. And success is preparation meeting opportunity. And when you look at it collectively, Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis, he never complained, he never whined, he never cried, he never said that the coaching staff is doing him wrong. He knew that he was better than most majority of those cornerbacks, DBs out there, and all he did was did his job. He been out there, been on time. He never fell asleep in meetings. He never said that, hey, I'm not an actor for this game. I'm gonna pitch a fit. No, Jordan Lewis, since day one, been out there ready, game planning and grinding, and that's what I want Tristan Hill to do. But we ain't gonna talk about old Tristan. But what I'm saying collectively is that Jordan Lewis been that guy, been waiting for this moment, and you think that he's gonna fold up like a lawn chair or a wallet? No. He embraces this moment, even when the Cowboys organization pretty much sullied and denigrated his overall skill acumen, meaning that they threw him out there in garbage time against a Detroit team. Then all of a sudden he breaks free and the guy gets upfield and everybody looking at, see, I told you Jordan Lewis is trash. No, Jordan Lewis is far beyond anything that's associated with trash. He's the guy that when I say hip pocket, baby, I mean just that. Look at your pockets. If you got some blue jeans on right now, that pocket right within that hips, that's Jordan Lewis. And that's what he's been bringing to the table since day one. Remember, there ain't me right now, any other cornerback or any other defensive back that called out Dez. I'm waiting. And Dez Bryant, his whole mentality is like, hey, I'm going to use my physical size to bully you. Yeah, you know what I mean? But no, Dez man, come on. That's what the All or Nothing was showing and exhibiting out there, is that this Jordan Lewis kid, he is 100% real. Yeah, so Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate you all for tuning in. Let me know right now, who do you feel like the team really need to focus and concentrate on? Who do we really need to take care of business of? Is it that we need to slow down and stop Dalvin Cook? Is it the fact that we need to slow down and stop, oh my goodness, Kirk Cousins? Yes, indeed. So I feel that Kirk Cousins is going to turn himself into the cousin that we already know of the Eli Mannings of the world. And Eli Manning looked just like Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones played just like his daddy Eli Manning, right? So what I'm looking at collectively is that Kirk Cousins is going to turn to one of those two brothers, and he will give us some gifts. We just got to be ready to take advantages of those situations when it comes. My guy JD says Dallas just need to start off fast. Oh my goodness. Can I take a moment of silence? You know what I mean? And can I just pause for a second? Dallas Cowboys, I really appreciate you for the donation to help grow this thing. Baby, I'm telling you, man, we growing this thing one brick at a time, one day at a time, and we pushing the envelope, and one day we can look back and I can say, man, you guys, when I had only 40,000 subscribers, you all was here. And when I only had 20,000 subscribers, you all are here. And when I only had 1,000 subscribers, you guys were still pushing me to help grow this thing. And when I hit that mega, prosperous area, I will remember you all. No cap. But neither here nor there. I must say this right here. By us starting off fast, hear me out. Let's just listen to me. By us starting off fast, what that does to this defensive front four, we are one gap system. And when we can put money on the board, I'm talking about under money zone, green zone, red zone, whatever zone you want to name it. When we can do that, what that does in return is that pin the ears back for our defensive edge rushers. I kid you not. D-Law, he had to play himself into shape. Even if you really want to say this, Robert Quinn, he started off fast, but he didn't play the first 2 games because of Roger Goodell's and his old BS crazy stuff. But I come here to tell you guys right now that even Robert Quinn, the sack leader that he is with his team, he didn't play majority of the offseason because he had broke his hand, right? Just put that into your mental. So now you got these guys really streaming and shooting upfield. Think about this. We said, you know what? We need some reinforcement with this defensive front four as it relates to the interior pressure. My guy, Malik Collins, got 18 pressures. Quarterback pressure from the interior. That's not an easy task. It's not. It's not something that you can just wake up and say, I want to get an impression from the interior. You got Antoine Barbecue Woods, who's now getting more of a rotational look, Christian Covington, and then the guy that's coming off the bench that wears number 51, Kerry Hyder, with 11 pressures from the interior. I know that they are not sacks, but what I'm trying to say is that we didn't have that type of work action last year. And if you really look back at the tape against the Colts, against the LA Rams, against those teams that we lost, we were not able to create pressure from the interior. Oh, Lord, what are you getting this pressure from now? Just off of last week, we got 4 pressures from the interior from Bennett. Just think about that. 4 QB pressures, 1 sack, and the guy was continually getting upfield. And how did this occur? By him being a rotational guy. What I'm saying is that when we capitalize and we can get the lead, that means that the team, oh boy, I'm telling you, that means that the teams are trying to pass. And when you can pin those ears back for D-Law, Randall, I said Randall, but I meant to say Robert Quinn. And you look at Christian Covington, if you look at Antoine Barbecue Woods, and if you look at Malik Collins, it helps this team out tremendously. It does. So we'll see. I just can't wait. I just can't wait because this is the contract year for Malik Collins. This is. And when you have a contract year, we know how these players ball. And quietly, Malik Collins is balling out this year. You want me to talk about LVE? I seen somebody post LVE. Although we admire and we love what Sean Lee did last week, I must recall and I must remind everybody that can hear my voice that we still want to keep that on a pitch count. We do. We still want to keep that on a pitch count because I would marvel more if Sean Lee can give us that type of work action during the playoff time, the latter part of this season. You hear what I'm saying? Because we know that if Sean Lee should do this on a consistent level, we know that injuries are going to be like, hello, I'm here. You know, that's just the reality of it, right? That I hate to say it, but that's just the reality of it. So if we can push Sean Lee on the pitch count, and we can get that type of work action every other week, just like Tavion Austin, I call him Tavion because Jerry Jones called him that. If we can get that, and on top of that, of course, LVE is, of course, not playing at that particular level where he can see a play and shoots out to the play. He allows the play to formulate, and then he shoots. Sean Lee sees the play, and then he shoots before it formulates. That's the difference between the two. But it's going to take time for LVE to get there. But when we start talking about Jalen, 2.5 sacks, they blitzing him more than what he ever did in the previous few years with the Dallas Cowboys. And how is that occurring? It's because our cover corners are covering better. And then on top of that, we are creating pressure, whereas people are double teaming the outside edges. And Jalen Smith, as the Mike linebacker, he closer to the LOS. He can stream upfield and get upfield and do those things. So what I'm trying to say collectively, where this team is looking at right now, is that if we can figure out a way to keep these guys on a pitch count, come out with a lead, boy, these defensive edge rushes, the defensive front pressure, like as it relates to Malik Collins and those boys, if we can just continue to keep that energy, baby boy, we'll be in the right direction. I can't lie to kick it. I'm telling you, we are looking at this situation as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys. Is it a guaranteed W? No. Is it a grinder type of game? Yes. But if we win these type of games tomorrow, it can set the tone for the remaining 7 games after that. Meaning that, hey, now we placed a team that's stingy enough to only allow 17 points a game. You see, and if we can put up 30, if we can put up 28, believe it or not, that's a win in our category. So, Cowboy Nation, all I can say is, before I wrap this thing up, I really appreciate you all. Shout out to you, Devon. Shout out to you, Jamal Williams. Really appreciate you. We win this game if we play with poise, if we play focus, and if we score early and often, if we eliminate our mistakes, if we don't cause us the turnovers. I know it's cliche when we talking about this thing. Young Wilson, shout out to you, man. And also, man, while I'm talking to you all, hey, put down where you're from. I had people all the way from Chicago to meet me tonight. I had people all the way from Baghdad, Idaho come out there to meet me tonight, the UK. Hey, people coming from all over the globe. And it's not about me. Regardless of me, remove Law Nation out of the situation. I'm just glad that they come all the way from those parts of the world to come to the game. It's all about the game. My name is going to be gone from here, but the Dallas Cowboys will always remain the same. Unless I can have a junior or something that he can start Law Nation. But the Dallas Cowboys live forever. Well, I can probably live forever. It's all predicated upon you all. If y'all can continue to share this thing, right? But we got South Carolina in the house, man. I really appreciate you. I had people from Oak Cliff, South Texas. I had people from, what is this person who said they were from? Ocean Springs, California, man. I had people from all over, everywhere, man. But, and shout out to, man, all of the people, the young kids, the youth. And I got to say this before I go. The youth that came out to the Cowboys Experience event. And I don't care about what anybody says about me, about any other events that they have out there, but that was a valuable situation for me to play catch football with them. You see, that was valuable. Don't you know that a father came and approached me and he said, man, I never was able to play catch football with my son. And the way you was throwing the ball and allowing him to catch the ball was everything to me. Because I'm disabled. I'm not able to do those things. With my son, and you, Law Nation, was able to play catch football with my son. Don't you know that touched a small part of my heart? I don't care what people say about the Dallas Cowboys organization, about what I do on and off the field, but that was more valuable than rubies, gold, diamonds, anything. For me to play catch football with a guy that with a guy's son that I never seen before until today, and he was disabled. You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's more valuable than a win or a loss or anything. More valuable. Look, I kid you not. When people, a young lady came to me and she said, they gravitated more around you opposed to the players. And I told the lady, I said, look, it's crazy because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the players, if it wasn't for the Dallas Cowboys organization. But I do not want the fame. I tell you not, I kid you not, I do not want this fame. But if they love me and they love to watch my shows and they love to get advice from me, hey, I will sign an autograph. It's crazy. Looking down at a football, my signature next to a Dixon Edwards, or next to a Blake Jarwin, or next to a Joe Looney, or next to a Jay Novacek. Jay Novacek and Dixon Edwards, they got 6 Super Bowls collectively. If you add the 3 with Dixon Edwards had and Jay Novacek had, I don't have a Super Bowl to my name. I never played a down in the National Football League, but it goes a long way for somebody to value your time, to value your input. And it makes me be conscious of what I say on here, because I got young kids valuing my opinions and my thoughts. That's more valuable than rubies, diamonds, and any money that they can pay me for to come out to an event, whatever it may be. That's valuable. And for me to cut, one of the kids had a birthday today, and for me to slice open a piece of cake, and he said, hey, here you go, you Law Nation, man, you get the first piece, or I save you a piece, man. That stuff is valuable, Cowboy Nation. So I say all of this to say, if you are an able-bodied person and you want to play catch, or male or female, if you want to play catch with your son or daughter, do it, because they value and they cherish these moments. You know, I don't know about you all, but the people, the little kids that I threw the ball to, they could be the next astronauts out of here. They could be the next president of the United States. They could be people that found cure to cancer. They can be the next Troy Aikman, Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? The next Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin. They can be those type of kids out there. We never know. All right, so I talked enough about that. I really appreciate you all. I really do. Hit that like button, share this thing. Let's continue to grind. Let's continue to grow. The grind is necessary. If you're watching on my Facebook page, hit that review button, share this content. Let everybody know, a friend, neighbor, foe, know where to go when they want to tune into Dallas Cowboys Sports Talk. And if you're watching on the Instagram, I really appreciate you guys, man. Let's continue to grind. Let's get this win, though. We got to get this win. And that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I promise you guys, one day y'all gonna see me on TV, man. Y'all gonna be like turning on your TV, channel 12 or channel 13 or channel 5 or HBO or Netflix. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reach out to Netflix and tell them, like, hey, let's start a special with Dallas Cowboys fan base, and we get Vaj, we get Mark Holmes, and we get a whole bunch of those guys to be on this thing. Won't that be nice? Won't y'all tune into a Netflix special, a documentary of Cowboys elite? You know what I mean? Not calling myself elite, but Cowboys fandoms. You know what I'm talking about, right? Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Oh, before I go, I saw Mr. Whiskers today. He was pretty cool. Salute. I'm out. Peace. All right.